Hey guys, I just want to take a minute to, hopefully this is a short one. So I've been watching a lot of reviews. I've been seeing a lot of people with their disgust with this game and the aggravations that they have with this game. And I get it. I understand some of it. But here's the thing that I find refreshing about this game. And I don't want to beat a dead horse, and I want to talk about things I've already talked about. But this is not an Albion killer. This is not a WoW killer. This is a total game in its own flavor, with elements from other games, but elements that have never been seen, kind of. It's not for the whales, right? So, as an individual that bought, I'm not sponsored. I'm too small. They don't know me. They don't even, I could not reset my password, so I had to start a new account. And I haven't even logged into the forums with that account yet. I just use that account for the game. But I bought the full package because I wanted to reward the devs for not giving up on this game. Through everything they've been through, and there's a huge history with it, and you can go read all about it. There's videos all over the stuff. So the one thing that why I say it's not for the whales is I bought the full package. So it was $65, $67, whatever it was, to get all the skins for the mounts, the helmet, right? So you get the helmet. So it was $35 for the base game. I want to say it was like $45 for the base game plus I think the helmet. Then there was $55, and I think you got like one of the mounts. And then for $65 you got the helmet and all the mounts and stuff. So I got that. And so I got the helmet, and I think you got the horse, the bikes, there's 3 bikes, then there's a nanobike, and then the mech spider, right? So those are the skins you got. You can't use those from the beginning of the game. You have to buy them. So it doesn't reward you for paying that. There's no pay to win. There's no pay to progress. I love that myself. I have to raise 250 gold to get a hoverboard. I didn't realize at the time. I thought I got the hoverboard when I hit like level 7, level 8, something like that. Because the guy that gives you has the hoverboards appears about that time. So I thought you could just go up, click on him, do a quest, and then boom, you got a hoverboard. But you actually have to raise the money to get that, okay? So I found a section where sells the bikes. The bikes are 400 gold. The horses are 400 gold. I haven't found where the mech spider is sold, but people have it already. So it's kind of that thing where you have to weigh the good with the bad. Do you buy the hoverboard, or do you save up to get the horse or the mana bike or that stuff? Some people haven't even found probably where these guys are, because that's how it goes. But I love the fact that the game is not for the whales. There's a cash shop. I haven't clicked on it. Not going to click on it. Because it doesn't matter to me, right? I'm not going to spend a whole bunch of money on gear for this character, because I don't think this is going to be my main character, because I haven't played the other characters. I'm going to hold on to my coins, hold on to my real money, and I'm just going to play the game because I paid for the game. So I can play the game. Being the fact that my guy is so small, like I'm zoomed in on him right now, but normal game time, he's like this. So I really don't care what he looks like. So that part of it is, I love that part of it, okay? Another complaint that I see is mob density and ore density. And I view as a classic Guild Wars player, okay? I have 20 hours in WoW. Didn't enjoy it. I have 9 characters. Sorry, I have 10 characters in Guild Wars, the original Guild Wars. I have 8 completely maxed out, game finished characters. I have 2 new characters because I repurchased everything for the game to start playing it again, because I missed that style of game. I could not get into Guild Wars 2. I recently retried Guild Wars 2, got to a point where I'm more invested in the story of each of the characters that I'm trying to play over the gameplay itself. But as far as mob density goes, I hear people complaining, and like the other day, I was hunting wolves. It was two guys a higher level than me, teamed up. They were in the same area as me, and they were killing all the wolves before I could get to them. But they still respawned quick enough to where I could go in and get my quest done because of the wolves. They respawn. So the game requires patience, and today's gamer does not have patience, to me. And I find it interesting, like with the ore is the same way. I never have a problem finding wood. The only thing I think it's iron ore, but there's an area where iron ore is, and you go there, and you can pin the map. You can open this up, and let's say there's a huge iron ore deposit right here. You can take this pin and you can place it, and you can type iron ore, so you know where to go. So once you find stuff, you can technically build your own wiki. Simple as that. So you can easily find the stuff. There's always something to do in a game. I haven't found any issues with that. The one thing about the gathering that I do understand, and I do kind of hope that they fix, or not fix, but adjust, right? And I think the reason for this is because your tools don't have any durability. Whereas if you're in another game, your axe can break, or you have to repair your axe, right? Well, that sucks. But in this game, you don't have that problem. But I think the way they've kind of balanced that is by having some of your ores fail, or even if you're skinning an animal, they fail. So the only time that I have found so far that skinning an animal fails is if I killed the animal and I did something else before I went and skinned him. That's the only time I've seen it fail. As far as ores fail, they fail very rarely, but they do fail. But I view that as it's kind of a balance between your tools being breaking, right? That sucked. All the games that have that issue where you have to rebuild your tools, and the tools can break while you're doing something, and so I kind of feel like that's the balance that we get with this, and I'm okay with it. It doesn't happen that much for me, but I can see where it probably would be, right? And because resources do take a while to gather, but as you level up, you get better gear resources through your ores. The one thing that I think is remarkable, that I absolutely love about the game, is the fog of war. I think it works well. There's been a few people that have told me that it doesn't work well, and so I've played Lost Ark. I've played Grim Dawn. I've played Last Epoch. I played Diablo 4. I played that, and the thing that makes this cool to me is that I don't need to move my camera all around, right? I don't care. If I had any critiques at all, is that if I'm moving down with my mouse, then I wish the camera would shift so that I could get what I feel is the same visibility downward as I do upward and diagonal, right? So your diagonal areas, you definitely can see more. You get better view range, let's say, than you do going down. Down is the shortest, and that's because of this stuff's in the way. So, I mean, if I was going to make any change, it would be that when you're walking down, the map would shift a little bit, right? You don't have that ability. I love the fact that I can't just rotate my camera wherever I want it. I like that I'm kind of locked. I mean, yes, I can move my camera here, there, everywhere, whatever, and then lock it back when I'm done. But the fog of war is so... I mean, I can't see what's here, right? That's just awesome, I think. So it requires you to kind of scope out the area before you go in doing anything. So I find that refreshing, and I enjoy it, and I hope they don't do anything to mess with that. And the fact that even though you've discovered the map, so I have down here that I still have to go and unlock the whole map. But so the map is unlocked, but I still have the fog, and I think that's cool, and I think it works very, very well so far. I've had no issues with it. I understand people that are struggling with the quests, right? I have not had a single quest that has really hindered me in any way. Probably, I'll say 65% of all the quests that I have done so far have pretty much solved themselves, with the exception of needing to go find the guitar, right? So a lot of times you'll come across things on the map that have there's a significance to them, but you haven't unlocked the quests yet, which make them significant, right? Like there's one where you got to go down to a guy and you got to pick a guitar up that's laying on a blanket next to the guy. Well, you don't know that, right? And there's four guitars on the map. So when you're given the quest to go pick up the guitar, you have to go to all 4 guitars to figure out which one it is. There's a very small window where you you put your mouse over it and it'll get a little gear, and that means you got to do something. The only quest so far that threw me off was the one where you had to go to the community kitchen, or soup kitchen I think it's called, and you had to get a bottle that is in the top right corner of next to the stove where you cook everything. And it wasn't that it was vague, it was just I was too busy focusing on pinpoint areas, right? Like you hold your map, there's the butcher, there's a barn, you got the herbalism, you go here and all you hit is Big Mama. It doesn't say anything about a kitchen, but I blame myself because I'm like, that's the only place you can cook stuff, so it's got to be it. And then I went there and I found it. I love that there's no fast traveling. It's kind of cool. You do have to have a thing to fast travel, but you only fast travel back. And the cooldown of a half an hour is, to me, it's fine. I venture off a lot. I mean, I go wherever I feel like going. I want to check something out, I go there. The interesting thing about it is the maps are broken up. It doesn't highlight all the time, like right there it highlights. It doesn't matter. It's not like a level 8 area. There's level 11s, there's level 15s. I think the highest I've seen in the general area is 15. Up here is 20, and I think over here is 20. And they one-shot you. 15's one-shot you. But as far as that goes, the quests pretty much solves themselves. And I know I'm hard on people when I say, play the game for yourself, right? If you sit here and you read the general chat, you will constantly see people saying, can you ping this guy? Can you ping that guy? And I find it cool. Like, I had to go and find a guy up in the north, I think, actually. This where he is? No. Right here. Okay. So it tells you to go north. It says to go north in the Skylight Grasslands and find this dude. Blood Breath, right? So Skylight Grasslands is huge. So you have to wander to find the guy. And when you find him, it's like, wow, there he is, cool. And then you go from there. And I love that. I think that's so cool. And I didn't put these pins in. These pins they're in there as soon as you find it. So once you find the guy, he's there. Some guys give you quests later on. Not everybody has a quest to start with. But as you level, they give you quests and you move up from there. I have a few little critiques of things that I would like to see them maybe adjust, but I don't really consider them bugs, sort of. So there's imps and reavers. Imps and reavers are in these houses. Some of these houses right here, these abandoned houses. Okay, there's reavers in there, and I think there's some imps in a few of them. A level 5 reaver will wreck the hell out of my tier 9 guy. I can't do anything against him. I hardly even damage him. So those are things that I'm thinking that there's probably some decent loot in there, which is why they're so strong. So you almost have to team up to take them out. I would like to see those kind of adjusted to their tier, or at least bring their tier up to the damage that they're dealing, because they're pretty rough. There's a group over here. Right here. Not sure where I thought I pinned it somewhere. Oops. I guess I didn't pin it. I thought I did. But there's a section that I found these guys in here. They are level, I want to say they were level 15 or 17. And there's like 7 of them in the area. They run faster than you. They hit hard, and they have a chain where they can snag you and drag you back. You can't survive from that. So and what I've found is, in some cases, you lose one item falls out of your bag. But when a higher tier guys kill you, especially in a PvP area, even if you have PvP off, which I think is really cool, you can trigger it off. Even though the map still says PvP, if you hit the P button, it'll shut it off. But these guys, when they wreck you, you drop like 6 items. So you have to kind of decide whether or not you really want those, or you're just going to leave them. And you can't go back and get them because they're hovering over them. At least one guy is standing over your shit. So the one thing I would like to see them adjust is the ones that are of level of mine or lower than your level. Make them not so rugged, so that you could go to these houses and actually stand a chance in fighting them. Because right now, as a tier 9 against tier 5 reaver, I really can't do much, so I have to wait. As far as bugs go in the game, I've only seen a couple cases where a character is sliding in like a T-pose. They're just sliding along. Very, very, very few times I've seen that. It's just T-pose sliding. That's all it is. And my character's never done it. It's only been others doing it from occasionally. I did have a scenario the other day where I went to log in and I couldn't log in. It just kept kicking me back to the login page. I don't know what that was. I waited a little while and came back and it was fine. So I haven't had a single problem with not being able to get in the game, with the exception of that. Even when I do get to the lobby, it tells me that I'm waiting for one to get in a server. I've had games that have come out in early access and I haven't been able to get into the server. I don't know if that's because people have quit the game, given up on it, or whatever. I have been critical of people Googling things because they don't want to spend the time or invest their time into figuring this stuff out. And if you want to do that, do that. The downfall is I watch YouTubers like split this game up and say how it needs things this way or it needs things that way. And quite honestly, I really enjoy this game. I think it's a blast. I plan on playing it as my main. I do have another video coming out pretty soon to talk about a charity event that I'll be doing on the 9th and the 16th, which will be a completely different game and whole different thing. So, but that's about it, really. I watch videos of people cutting this game up. I just want to address some of the things that I see and kind of throw some different comparisons in of why I think it works. And I love to see these guys that are used to going in and dominating everything going into this game with that same mindset and seeing them get their ass handed to them. And what's even more enjoyable than that, or more frustrating than that, I guess, is that they don't even realize that they're doing something wrong. They think that they should be able to do that. My tier 1 character should go in and stomp this tier 1, and it doesn't work like that. You have to think about it. It's like, you have to play it like a MOBA, basically, which takes some getting used to, I'm looking forward to it. I'm almost tier 10. Hopefully tonight during my stream, I'll hit tier 10. And then I can start looking at my, looking at this, my second skill, my second profession. I don't know what it's going to be. I've kind of thought a few times about resetting this and trying a different thing, but I kind of want to keep going where I am. I haven't decided. The biggest thing I struggle with right now is mana. So I'm thinking about going with a mana to help with that. I know some people have suggested going with Pathfinder if you're going to be a solo player, but I'm kind of looking at how I really need mana. So I'm almost thinking of going mage. So, yes, it's 10%. You can't see them until you get to tier 10. So I'll have to make my decision when I get there. But anyways, I just want to say I'm enjoying the game. I'm disappointed that big streamers are throwing so much dirt on it. How do we end up in a situation where people don't just say, hey, you know what, this game's not for me. I wish it did this, but it doesn't, so it's not for me. It's, this game's gonna fail if they don't do this, or if they don't listen to me. That's a level of entitlement that I've never really understood. I have games that I thought I was gonna love. Logged in, played them for a while, and went, I don't think I'm gonna like this, and then step away from it. Throne and Liberty is one, right? I think Throne and Liberty is a beautiful game, but I got bored with it. To be honest with you, I got bored with it. The story didn't hook me. I'll probably still play it because it's got some fun moments, right? But I'm up to level 45, I think, and I haven't gotten anything to change the look of my character since then. Like weapons, I'm still using a green wand, and I'm still using the same gear that I started with, basically. I've just upgraded it, so I love being able to look different than other people. This game doesn't matter because my character is so small, but on that game, it's kind of important to me. And maybe I'm not doing the right stuff. I don't know. I'm not going to Google it and find out. That's just not how I work. I like to play the game the way the developers intended it to be played, and I try not to look for spoilers. Obviously, if there's something that I just cannot find, like I don't think there's any. I don't believe, I should say, that there's any quest in my list right now that is going to hold me back from progression. I just don't think so. So, I don't believe so. I think once I get through everything, it'll just magically happen. I don't know. I've kind of stopped taking quests just to kind of finish these up. Anyways, that's all I have. So, hopefully if you're watching this, it'll be Monday night. I plan on making a video and getting it up tonight. It's Monday. Actually, it's Sunday. It's Sunday afternoon. So I plan on getting it up Monday. You guys can see it. And I'll be on Monday night, 9:30 p.m. Eastern. And I'll be playing CorePunk. So, I plan on making another video later on today to do my announcement as far as my charity goes. I'll be doing a charity stream for Stop Soldier Suicide, and that will be on Monday, December 9th and December 16th, and that'll be an all-day stream and a later on night stream or whatever. But and I'll be playing some Gray Zone and possibly World of Tanks. So if anybody thinks this game is hard or difficult or stressful or confusing, they should pick up Gray Zone. That game will throw you for a loop in a hurry. So, and on that game you lose stuff. So anyways, that's all I got. So take care. I'm trying to get to 100. I'm up to 94, even though my counter doesn't say it. So I'm pretty happy with that. I've had some pretty good dialogue on my chat lately, which I appreciate. Good or bad, doesn't matter. I love to keep the communication going. I don't mind trying to see your side, as long as you're willing to see my side on things. That's how it should go. It's called dialogue. That's called conversation. And I like keeping that going. So, do me a favor. Hit the like, hit the dislike. Either way works. And leave a comment. Even if it's just telling me to have a great day. That's all. It all helps. So, anyways, take care. And we'll see you Monday night, 9:30 p.m. Eastern.